really boxing? Who wanted the baddest? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs, make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, they alright, but we a little rougher. Step up for the title and face your rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, that can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets, shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef, I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing, man. It's your boy D, Free the Puerto Rican Prince. And of course, we got my man all the way from the Bronx. I put Brooklyn by accident.
It's cool, buddy.
But shout out to my guy. And no, that's not Chef G. That's my guy, the one right here, man, the Bronx. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great, man. Yo, first of all, I just want to say, alhamdulillah. And second of all, I want to say I appreciate y'all for having me on this podcast, man. I really appreciate it. Shout out to BVO podcast, you feel me?
I appreciate you being on, man. So let me get right into it, man. So tell us a little bit about you, man. I know you're from the Bronx. How did you grow up? Did you grow with your mom and father, just your mom? How did you grow up, man?
All right, so like as you know, I'm from the Bronx, right? So I came straight from Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is in West Africa.
Okay.
Everybody know it as Côte d'Ivoire. So when I came here, I lived in France for a little bit, and then I came straight out here. When I was out here, I was with my mom and my pops, and then unfortunately, my mom and pops, they got a divorce. So my mom had to stick it out on her own, and I really had to just cook up. You feel me? So yeah, it was tough, but Mama Dukes held it down, and I appreciate her for that. Cause if it wasn't for her, I don't think my hands would be where it's at right now. You feel me?
And I agree with you, man, because a lot of guys, especially in New York, man, they like them slick boxers. I see like to beat people to death. So that's why I like your style, man. Aggressive, just going in there beating people up, man. I like that.
Oh yeah, bro. The crazy part about the situation when I first came here, I ain't really know no English for real. And one time, there's this group of kids, they chased me home for real. And my mom, she wasn't tolerating none of that shit. She was like, yo, I'm going to teach you how to fight. So she had me in the crib. She told me how to throw my hands up. And then, from there, I think that's when the journey really begun for real. You feel me? But
so did you have a favorite boxer growing up, or you just learned fight from around? So did you have a favorite boxer growing up, or you just grew up fighting and took to the sport?
Yo, to be honest, not to be long-winded, I never really.
That's what we're here for. Hey, don't worry about being long. That's what we're here for, man.
Yeah, nah.
We're here to talk to you.
I never, for real, I never watched boxing growing up. I ain't really know that was a thing. What happened was that, I really just used to fight. So I used to fight so much growing up because, as me being African, I just wanted recognition and I wanted people to respect me because I ain't really know English and shit like that. You feel me? And because of that, I got into so many fights, but I was popular, but I felt like I always had to prove myself. I wanted to be down. And I didn't really have the proper guidance that taught me you don't have to be fighting to prove that you could be popular. So what happened was that I got into a fight when I was in college up in Buffalo. And prior to that, my dad, he was like, yo, you embarrassing our family name. if you're gonna make money, if you're gonna like be fighting in the street, putting on a show for people, like why not make money from it? So like it didn't hit me in that moment, but like I say like maybe a few days later, I was like, damn, like if I could fight, like I'm knocking people on the street, all that, like why not box? Like you feel me? So I did my research when I was out in the towns in Buffalo. I did my research, and then when I came back, I enrolled in a gym, a boxing gym, and that's when the journey started for real. Like that's when the shit started.
So I'll ask you this, man. Being from the Ivory Coast, what was the biggest difference, man, when you got to New York? Because I mean, New York is it's its own thing, man. Gotham City, man.
Yo, I ain't going cap. New York is different. Like, yo, like, so like in Africa, like you got people guiding. Even when I was in France, when I was living out there, like we would fight. Like I had a fight in France, you feel me? And like we was just kicking, like it wasn't no like fist fighting. Like it
No
was just
fish,
niggas, like shoving and kicking each other. You know, something immature. But like when I got to the city, like you got asked, I was seeing the craziest stuff ever. I was seeing people like really jumping people for their biggies, jumping people for the ACGs back in the day. People know what those are. Like I seen people get chased home, like stabbed up. Like I just seen the craziest stuff for real. And I think New York City is so fast paced. But what I also realized about New York City is so much space and opportunity. Like a lot of people talk about the negative, but they don't really see like if you lock in, it's so many different ways you can make it. It's just up to you to have that like grit and determination. You feel me? So
I'll ask you this, man. Growing up in the Bronx, man, a lot of people, you know, they got jokes about the Bronx, man. What's your favorite thing about the Bronx, man? I always say the Bronx is the only place you can't wear your new shoes, man, because they might come up missing.
yeah, real talk. I ain't even gonna cap. I say the only thing I really like about the Bronx for real is like how quick is really like is how quick and accessible things are. Like you could walk 2 minutes, things right there. Like you go 5 minutes is a spot. Like other than that, I ain't gonna lie. Like I wish I was in Queens or something. Nah, but I'm always holding down for the Bronx, though. I ain't gonna cap, bro.
So let me ask you this, man. This is kind of a different question. What's like your theme song? What kind of music you listening to? What's in your I'm about to sound all, but I say what's in your iPod, but you probably don't know what that is. What's in your phone right now?
Like, yo, to keep it 100 right now, like what I'm really listening to, let me go. I fuck with Spotify more than Apple Music. I'm gonna just put that out there, like. But right now, let me see. Me and Hitchison was getting work with Javante and shit when I was on Brooklyn, and this is nigga he put us on. Oh, my fault. This guy he put us on to. His name is Boss Man D-Lo. You feel me?
Yeah, from Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, homie is nice, and I also say like I fuck with the drill. Like Kyle Rich go crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like I got Future in there. I got a little bit of A Boogie. You feel me? It's something calm, like a little Drake here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mostly drill. All that good
stuff.
stuff.
I like my man Dusty. I definitely like Chef G, man. I see you on his way home. You know, one of my favorite, man, 22G. I don't know what happened. He just disappeared from the earth.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bunch of brothers out there, man. And I tell you what, man, it's good to see. People don't realize it, but the drill music brought back dancing. So that's one of my favorite things about it, man, to see that. But let me ask you this, man. Being a fighter, man, what's one thing about fighting that you don't like?
I'm gonna be honest, like I'm gonna just speak from my perspective. You know, everybody may have a different mindset on it. For me, it's like if we talking about like boxing specific, like we gladiators. You feel me? It's a sport. Like that don't mean we can't reconnect after. Like I feel like a lot of time, like we fight, we have a bout, and then from there it's like it's all smoke and up. Like, and of course it's easy for me to say because I don't got a lot of losses, but like
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, nah, I'm not throwing shots, but I'm saying, like, in my personal opinions, like,
Yeah.
like, it's still love. Like, we both got in the ring. We should be able to rekindle, help each other get better, grow, and, like, create a bond off of that because we just shared the moment. You feel me? And, like, I feel like a lot of people or a lot of coaches put in fighters' head, like, yo, you won't F with him no more because you lost to him or you fought him. And it's like, yeah, it don't gotta be like that. You feel me?
So I know my man D Free pulled up and my brother Thomas Hill.
Yeah,
But
shout
go ahead,
out
D
to
Free.
that.
You got any questions, man? D
Yeah.
Free's a Puerto
So
Rican though. He speaks English, I think.
Yeah.
so who have you worked out with? I know you spoke about Richardson, but who else have you worked out with?
Shout out to first of all, shout out to Lenny and Hitch. Like, for real, like, they really began me sharp. Like, shout out to Lil Beehive, Chris Colbert. They also be showing mad love. I got work with Erickson Lubin before, Cops and Kids. I got work with Javante. I got work with some hitters for real. I got work with Brian Castallo. I got work with Pete Dobson, who just fought Conor Ben. I got some
I
real
heard he hit
good
like
work.
bricks. Is that true, man? I heard he hit like bricks.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to my boy Pete Dobson. Like, he really be motivating
Pistol
me.
Pete.
And Pistol P, we on the X. Yo, my boy is nice. Like, he got that thunder. But I think people don't really understand how much defense he got too. Like you're not catching him clean. And y'all saw with the Conor Ben, like, I just felt like Pete could have been more active. But shout out to Pistol P, man.
I like him a lot. I just wish with him, man, because my man D Free will tell you, I don't like all that moving, man. If you moving to set up a shot, it's cool. But the running, I don't like when cats get on their bicycle, man. I like when they fight like you, stand in front of brothers and beat them to death. That's what I like, man.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead, Free.
So you still in the amateurs, or have you made it to the pros yet?
So here's how it's gonna go. I got a couple more fights because I don't know if you know, but New York City really been cooking up with the amateur boxing. Like, shout out to Sonya and shout out to Ray. Like, they got the ringmasters. There's like the modern day Golden Gloves. They got it on 100 right now.
Yeah, that's my girl, Sonya. That's my girl.
Hell yeah. So I'm doing 2 more shows. So I don't know if y'all noticed. I work at a school. I was the dean of the middle school. I went back to teaching so I could get tenure. But we doing a bout sheet at my school. Shout out to Rocky. So I want to show kids, like, hey, like, you could make it in a professional setting and you could still do your thing. And then I got one more fight with SBC, but after that, it should be back to boxing and the pro level, like.
Yeah.
So are you fighting at super middleweight?
So right now, I was fasting during Ramadan. So I fought 165 because it was just really hard to cut weight. But I usually fight at 156. But right now, when I go pro, I'm gonna probably try to see if I can make 150 and then try to go down to 147.
I don't know, man. You pretty big dude, man. I don't see you at 47.
No Diddy.
Yeah, I don't see you at no 47. Sound good, but I don't see you at no 47.
So you see, in my personal opinion, it's genetics. So, like, ringmasters that I just fought in, right? I made 160 easy. You feel me? And, like, if I knew that prior, shout out to Mendez Gym too for, like, keeping the heat on, like, super easy. I could have made 156 easy if I would have knew prior to that. But I feel like 47, when you got a proper nutritionist, when you in camp with people, it's gonna work out. So I think I could do it. We're gonna see, man.
Hey, all that coconut bread and beef patties, man, in the Bronx. I don't know.
For real.
Well, not
I
on
had
top of
jerk
that,
chicken today too.
what's your walk
Yeah.
around weight? What's your walk
Uh,
around weight, champ?
so I walk around 170, like a calm 170.
Mm.
That's like no training, no nothing, like no fighting, just having my best life.
And you said you observe Ramadan as well too. So, like during those months, you gonna be taking fights if you fighting or campaigning at 147.
Uh,
That's a steep drop right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So during Ramadan, I'm not taking no more fights. Like I think during this amateur, like tournament that I fought in, I think it helped me to realize like religional purposes. That's when you should be focusing on religion, and then boxing purposes when you cook up. And it showed like I ain't gonna talk for Devin Haney, but it kind of showed like my boy didn't fast. You see what happened? Like there's a
Oh,
couple of there's a couple of other boxers that didn't fast and they
yeah.
also got the same result. You feel me? So it is what it is.
Well, speaking of that, man, let me ask you this, because we heard a lot of people talk about Ryan was gonna lose, and then he go in there and beat Devin. What was the major key you seen in him beating Devin?
In my personal opinion, I feel like a lot of people may not have realized that. I feel like it was the timing, like the way he was even able to execute like the jab with the hook, like and then the placement of like just knowing when Devin was gonna connect. Shout out to Derek James for like just with the mid work on that, like just proper timing. I also felt like Ryan did a good job of just having the mental toughness in there too, like because he knew like on the boxing scale, Devin is on a whole nother level. Even if you look at the scorecards, but like if he could get Devin to like get emotional and brawl out, that's a different story because Devin don't got power. So that
So
was
let
my
me so let me ask you this. Now, you being how you are, and I can tell from your personality, would you step to a power puncher like that, or would you try to box him?
it depends. Like it's all about if you got a chin or not, and like how good your head movement is. Like, because what people forget is like your mind may be saying one thing, but your body is a whole nother level. Like, you feel me? So
That's a
like you
fact.
may think huh?
I said that's a fact.
Yeah, like you think
Yeah.
you could take a punch, but you can't. But like sometimes you gotta set illusion. If I know he's a power puncher, but he's slow as hell, and I know if I stand there and I just uppercut or hook and get out of there, like
Yeah.
I ain't wasting my whole time running around the ring. I'm gonna try to pack his ass up. Like, you feel me? But
Hey, tell my
that's
brother D free that because he like all that running. I hate all that running. I
I
hate
ain't
all that running.
yeah. Shout out to Hitch because like when me and Hitch spar, like he always tell me like he like yo like you don't gotta move as much. You gotta know when to use the ring to your advantage, and I feel like that's what I genuinely like started to learn. Like sometimes you could just stay there and get in and out, and boxing is art. So you gotta use that canvas to your advantage. You feel me?
Well, let me ask you this. So I've got a chance to see Africa spar in person. Why
Mm-hmm.
is the way he spars so different than how you see him fight? What would be your answer to something like that? Because it's like totally different. He got a little mouth on him. He be talking crazy in there.
Yeah.
But he's sparring. How come we don't necessarily see that when he's like in the ring?
Now I feel like he do it, but y'all just don't. I think like he's now that he's getting more interesting. I think people like now he's starting to amp it up. Like he talk a lot of shit in the ring. Even his last fight, like he showed he got a chin. I knew he been had a chin because like he know like when he be working, he be like, you feel me? Me and him had talk. I swear to God, like the first time I met him, this when I saluted him, I was like, yo, you think Javante hit hard, nigga? You gonna see some shit. Like, and he repeated it like after we spawned, he was like, yo, that's why I knew I had a chin for real. Like, and like I feel like he just it's like a good example I could use is like when you playing street ball and then when you playing like organized ball. It's the same thing
Gotcha.
with boxing. You feel me?
Perfect.
Like you gotta know what to do because like let's say you talking shit and like in the middle of like in a bout like or in the middle of a fight and you get clipped. you gonna drop. You don't see Boots. Like Boots, he don't really talk. He may showboat, but he always on alert. Like, so I feel like it's kind of, so to answer your question, I feel like Hitch is the same, but I just feel like he's just more like professional with it in the ring. Like,
you don't bring that playground. I see what you're saying.
Right, yeah.
I got you. So go ahead, Tom. I know my man Thomas said his philosopher here. He got a couple of questions. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, yeah, you were talking about Hitchison and the fact of taking the chin. Like, I think what we saw in that Lemos fight was the fact that he does have a chin. And on top of that, that's hard. Do you think there was anything that Hitchison could have done differently to probably try to alleviate the pressure that was being applied to him? Or was it just those type of fights?
My personal opinion, I feel like he could have made it. Like, I feel like it could. My personal opinion, once again, I feel like confident level. Like, he know what he could do, and I feel like the moment he knew his style, you just automatically got put in your mind like, all right, who I sparred like this, and how would I have like dealt with that? You feel me? But when you got like an audience and there's a lot of pressure going on, you tend to forget that. So you tend to deviate from your plan. But I feel like if Hitch would have just like went back to what he know best and just unleashed combos, because whenever he released combos and he didn't grab, them shits was landing flush, clean.
Yeah.
So my personal opinion, I felt like he could have used his legs to stay grounded more, not really move, but just let off a few shots and then get out of there and make him look stupid, you feel me? And then go back to the game plan. That's my personal opinion.
Go ahead, Tom.
Oh, okay. And then also, I was going to ask the same for you regarding the fight we just had with Ryan and Devin. You know, given the speed and the power that he was under and the constant pressure that was going, what do you think should have been applied by Devin to kind of accommodate that so that we can continue to keep the fight at medium range?
Devin should have kept his hands up more, like, and like when it come to
with
boxing,
the high guard. You talking about the high guard, or
like I would even say like more so a high guard, because there would be times where he would let his hands down, he would get like a little too comfortable, and that's when that hook would come in, or like that straight. But my personal opinion, I feel like when it comes to defense, like you gotta know when to slip, you gotta know when to block, you gotta know when to parry. And I feel like sometimes that block and the counter would have been more sharp, or even a block and then a body shot. Like I feel like it was just way too many emotions, like a high guard for the blocks, and just go back to what he know best. Like, man, Devin could have cooked up that fight. I just felt like he was too emotional and he wasn't. He didn't box good at all, man.
yeah.
I agree with what you're saying about him being emotional. What do you do to stem the emotion within you to not let it become too overcoming in the fight and what you have to do and what you state to your game plan?
So the way I look at it, and you could disagree on this, I think it's the corner's job, because when you in there, it's already a lot going on, and that's why you have cornermen. You feel me? I think when he got back to the ropes, his dad, whoever they, like, yo, breathe, use your peripheral, like move your head, box, use your range. And that's up to his corner to let him know, like, you gotta breathe. You can't get excited. He can't box with you. He can't fuck with you on that level with your movement. He wasn't using no leg movement. He was just, I don't know what was going on. Like, man, listen. But
I loved it though, man. I loved it.
Yeah, it was exciting. So for the views, and like they said, it might be a trilogy if Devin could pull off the second one. But in my opinion, like, I think Devin could come back very strong if he stopped focusing on the strength. Because I think maybe that Regis Progress, like little knockdown must have got to his head, feeling like he's bigger. But like Javante said, like Tank said it best, like when you in there, somebody that's your weight, you know, or could blow up just as big as you, and then it become a different story. You feel me? So, yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. So when you say that, I hear it sound good. Sound good, as my grandmother said. Might make you feel good. But you telling me if somebody don't, if they hit that ego, you're not gonna get out of your game plan?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
You said if they got an ego, they gonna what?
No, what I'm
If they
saying,
hit
okay.
your ego,
So if so somebody's fighting you, man, and they say, you know, in New York, the worst thing you can tell somebody is invite them to their private part. Or somebody
Hell
say,
yeah.
hey man, somebody invite you to their private parts in the ring. You're not gonna lose your cool. You're gonna be able to stay calm in the ring.
That's the thing. Like that's what separates like an A-level fighter from a B and a C-level fighter. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't gotta become emotionally hijacked. You got like let your hands, let that stiff jab do the talking. Like let them body shots do the talking. Let the hooks, like when you get inside and then they start to grab, then that's when you start repeating shit that they said to you, and then you pushing them off and you letting shit fly. You feel me? Like that's really my game plan. Like there's a lot of times I have fights where like, you know, a lot of people talk shit and they be like, yo, we don't think Reef as good as he is or whatever. And then we go in the ring and I show them that like they just another fighter. You feel me?
Oh, there you go.
So it's really about like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't talk shit. Like, yeah, I may have a little ego, you know, I may love life because hey, there's the amateurs. Like, I'm going to have fun with this shit. You feel me? So, like, when we in there, that's when I'm going to do what I got to do. And then that's when the fun begin. Like, you feel me?
Go ahead, Tom. You got anything else? Or Free, you got anything?
No,
well, no, I was gonna go. But since go ahead, Free. Go ahead.
No. I was letting you go. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I take it back to the amateurs, knowing that you only got like 3 rounds, and you got an opponent over there, and you don't know what the judges are looking for. What is your mindset going into an amateur bout?
Like, so my personal opinion, when I go into a bout, I go in there thinking about how can I look better, just period. Like, so if I know what type of boxer he is and I know he like to jab, how to take away his jab so I look more superior. Or if I know he's somebody who like to move, how do I make him stop moving? So it's like, because in my opinion, it's like the moment you got somebody doing something that they don't usually do, you really won for real. Because it's like, oh, like, yo, Reef usually move around the ring and use his jab, but he ain't use his jab in the whole fight. You already in a better position. So it's like, like the first round, I'm gonna figure out everything that you like to do, and I'm gonna just enable it. Like, you're not gonna be able to use that no more. Like, so that's my mindset. Like, and that's how I take over and just more active, like using my jab more, getting cleaner shots, cutting off the ring. Like, that's how I look at it, for just a combination of everything.
So I gotta ask you one last important question, man. So I know a lot of people talk about East New York. So East New York, the most lit city in New York, or what do you think? What's the most lit city in New York? Is it still East New York?
I'm always holding down for my homes. And New York is different. Like this, like you know, you go to certain cities and they all got the same rules. Like, yo, sparring on Thursdays and Saturdays. Like, bro, you go to New York, nigga, you hit somebody up, yo, we come get work, and any gym 9 times out of 10, they gonna be lit. They gonna be popping. Like New York, like we got a certain energy. Like when you come here, you have a chip on your shoulder. Like you understand that like you really out here, and like I don't think Philly fucking with us for real. I don't think Atlanta fucking with us. Like, I don't know, man. Baltimore not fucking with us. Like, it's just a different vibe for real. Like, so that's just my personal opinion. Like, niggas ain't fucking with New York, man.
So you know Cleveland around boxing though, right? You know that though, right?
Nah,
you know
bro.
That, right?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I got a few runs with Montana, I think, back in the days when I first started boxing. But to be honest, like, I don't really see what the hype about is in Cleveland. Like, that shit. But if they got a few hitters, I'm cool with that. But I don't think they fucking with New York for real. Like, New York is different.
So with it being so much competition, let me ask you this. Now, this got to be super exciting because you actually seeing people like Colbert, Africa, you got Shushu actually going to the pros. What is it like to see guys from your neighborhood going to the pros, man?
Like, it's more. It's two perspectives, and it's not from a hating perspective. It's more so from like a motivational standpoint. So, when you just want to get there at the beginning when you see them, you like, damn, they prom still amateur, they making money, and then it's like, damn, would I really get here? But as time goes on and you grow, it just motivates you more. Like, it makes you want to take it up a notch because you know, like, this is a sport where, like, you got a puncher's chance. Like, you could be a nobody yesterday and you could be a somebody today. So it's just that constant, like, motivation. And, like, this is a sport where, like, you could join 2 years from now and you could be a best fighter next week. You know, the determination is based off of you. Like, the work ethic is all on you. So shout out to them for really just motivating us and constantly pushing us. And shout out to people like Eric Kelly, like in South Box, you know, the OGs that's really putting out for us. Like, shout out to my coach John, who is like downtown in like Times Square. And like, shout out to Cotto, who had Eddie Gomez, you know, like all those people. Like, I was with Eddie too. Like, when I first started boxing, I was around Eddie Gomez. Like, we don't communicate that much, but I always give flowers because when he signed to Golden Boy, you know, like that was like that. Damn, like somebody from the Bronx really is up. And even though, like, you know, he got knocked down by Speedy and stopped, but it's just like, bro, he was on that main stage, so you always gotta give him his flowers, you know. So yeah.
But as always, man, I thought Liaison Jamal was gonna pull up, but as always, man, I appreciate you, man. I hope to have you back, man. It's definitely fun interviewing with you, man. I think you're a great guy, man. I can't wait to see you go on there, and man, keep doing that real boxing, man. Knock fools out. We don't want to see you run, man.
Hell yeah, nah, I got you. I got you,
all
man.
Right. Shout out your social media, man, so everybody can follow you, dog.
Yeah, follow me on _the only TheOnlyRiff _ So it's _ the only reef. You know, that's really my only platform right now. I soon start like really cooking up for real. I also be boxing internationally, like in Ivory Coast, so I have fights out there. Also ranked out there as well. So I just hope y'all follow my journey and just see how like life continues with me, man. I got a good 2 fight cards coming up. SBC. So if you know about New York City and SBC, like that's where like the 6 bro championships. I'm be fighting at 156 for the title, and like I plan on doing my thing. So if they free, just come pop out, show love for me. June 15th.
All right, and we gone, man. Peace.
Peace, man.
We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest? Let's see. Oh, we boxing, yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow.